3-minute outbreak now.
By the Grim Reaper himself, CoffeeZilla, who published an investigation into a now infamous pump and dump scheme and my personal favorite crypto scam of all time, MILF token. If you don't know by now, it came to light that Adin was paid 6 figures to shill a crypto project that, from the beginning, never had any legitimacy whatsoever. I mean, it's called a MILF token, for God's sake. You think we can just one day go to the store and pay for a bottle of orange juice with MILFs? Keep dreaming. Getting naive customers to invest in a shady coin on the off chance it goes to the moon and makes them rich, only to rob them blind, is not a new practice, but it does become much easier with the help of useful idiots like Adin Ross, who see it as nothing more than a quick and easy payday. I mean, this is literally how the promotion went.
What does it mean, insufficient funds? It says liquidity. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Click reject. Tell your chat you're sorry. This is your first time.
It's my first time buying MILF. Yeah.
Down the right.
Wait, what do I do now?
Right there. Below. No. Down below. Below reject. Reject 2 transactions. No. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a MILF blow up doll. This is your dick.
Yeah, you just watched a 20-year-old make $200,000. How does it feel?
Chat, by the way, that MILF token shit I did a while back, I already told you guys, don't buy that shit. I got paid a bag to do that shit.
Yeah, he's playing stupid. He has to be. Yeah, no shit, dude. Yes, he is. Welcome to the real world, okay? A lot of content creators are playing stupid. They play dumber than they actually are. Okay?
Like, I don't give a fuck. How many of you guys actually bought it?
Saw that after that it went down. So listen, it was not a scam of pumping up nothing.
That's the reason it wasn't a scam, guys. Because the price went down, it wasn't a pump and dump. This is where the key lie is, guys. The day of Adin Ross's promo, the bad promo, bro. Hey, it was a bad promo. They got $19 million in 24-hour volume.
After shrugging this behavior off, skirting responsibility, and doing everything he could to downplay the promotion.
Are you playing smarter than you actually are? No, I'm a fucking real life dumbass, dude. I think I play it exactly the way I am, a dumb guy.
Coffee was quick to call him out for being dishonest about the price of the token going down. While this was true, it didn't change the fact that Adin's promotion of MILF token in front of 100,000 kids caused the trading volume of the coin to skyrocket to $19 million, which meant holders of MILF were dumping right as Adin's fans were pumping. You see how that could almost be a crime? Adin had also become pretty involved in the gambling scene on Twitch, being paid by offshore crypto casinos to broadcast his epic wins with kids all across the globe. Tacking a promo code on screen, which no matter how you want to cut it, could very much encourage people to get into gambling themselves without fully realizing the consequences it could bring. I imagine to some fans, seeing the bright colors and loud noises ring out as their favorite influencer experience the euphoria of winning hundreds of thousands of dollars live could be pretty alluring. Massive names like Trainwrecks TV, XQC, and Adin Ross were all making bank from companies like Dualbits, Rubit, and Stake, paying them to neglect whatever concerns critics may have had and showcase their massive wins and losses.
Thank you for the pocket
In
subs.
June, Adin happened to accidentally.
Bro, this literally, I think this like caused irreparable harm to like thousands of fucking teenagers, 100%, like getting them to be addicted, deeply and undesirably addicted to like gambling. But also on top of that, it just like kind of ruined content in many ways. It was probably the worst period on Twitch since I was on Twitch, since I was on the platform. And I've seen some fucking wave changes, you know what I mean? Like some really gross shit happen on this fucking platform. Probably the worst one, content-wise.
Leaked some terms of the contract with the one brand, revealing a potential $2 million payment being discussed. Just to give you an idea of how integral these partnerships were to anyone morally bankrupt enough to accept them.
Having the audience watching you gamble, nothing good is going to come out of that for any of them. There's a reason why you have to be 21 years old to gamble. It's a vice. It's when you're too young, you can't handle that stimulation. You can't handle that addiction. It's very, very, very dangerous.
I didn't think of that perspective. You know, like people that watch.
Companies try to get you to do gambling streams. Yes, I was offered minimum 500 grand to do to play poker, but that's like not even as bad as crypto gambling shit. So just understand that for like fucking, I've talked about it before. Yeah, the numbers that they're giving, like especially because you know, poker. is played against like other people in the same sense. Like there's obviously the probability of it. It's not even that bad. It's not anywhere near as bad as like this shit, obviously. Understand? I just didn't do it because like across the board, I didn't want to do it. Blood did a huge sponsor stream, poker stream with the casino as a sponsor. Nobody gave a shit. Yeah. Ironic because he didn't actually make anything from that. Fucking they just handled the logistics, but that's besides the point. But
me, you know, if they see me win something crazy, put in $100, you got 1,000. Why can't I do that? I know what you're saying. Like that's another side I didn't really think about.
Aiden demonstrates to me, at least on this stream, that he could at least wrap his mind around the fact that gambling is a bad thing to shove in the faces of kids, but rejected the moral authority to stop doing it because, well, in his words, it's fun.
How does doing gambling online determine if you have a soul or not?
Well, because you have no problem peddling gambling to children, and that's a more soulless act than not smiling.
Yeah, because Lud says he's an addict and not to do it. Who cares, dude? What the fuck do you mean? That doesn't mean shit. What are you talking about? So does Trainwrecks. Like,
wouldn't you agree?
It's fun.
Okay, fun for you, not for them.
It's a good.
It's fun in general. Listen,
it's fun if you make $2 million a month. It's a lot of fun.
I'm not telling kids to blow their life savings on it.
The way Adin Ross values his own personal entertainment over the responsibility he bears as one of the largest streamers on the internet is pretty much what's gotten him to this weird, sadistic place we've seen him in lately.
He asked a viewer to put dog feces on his sleeping girlfriend.
How much are we paying? I have to swallow it. I gotta see that I can give you an amount. Are you a girlfriend? Of course, yeah. Your girlfriend, and that's good.
But what were the actual events that led up to this? Well, you have to know that by late 2021, Aiden wasn't in the best place mentally. In October, he took to his main YouTube channel to express how generally lost he felt in the grand scheme of Twitch. Seeing a drop in views really didn't help the lack of motivation he had already been feeling.
I'm lost. I just have no motivation, no idea what to stream. I just need advice and I just need help. It's not really the numbers anymore, but the problem is that people make me feel bad about dropping numbers. I think that's a very big problem I have.
I talked to him about this back then. Like, tried to tell him, like, it doesn't matter. Just keep your head up. Like, you're gonna fucking, you're obviously captivating, like, a large audience. Not around this time, but, like, the timeline's like a little busted on this, but there was a moment before his Tate arc where he was like, his viewership was declining, and it felt like it sucks when you're at the fucking top and then you experience like this drop off and everyone's like constantly shitting on you over it. You know, obviously it's better to have that situation to begin with and then lose it than to never have it at all. But like, you should have realized the only response to negging, lol. Yeah, I mean, I treated him like a fucking adult.
What made it especially sting was that his own audience was guilting him for the change in numbers. Coupled with the fact that he was feeling stagnant and despondent living in LA, growing tired of the same stale collaborations, Aiden began contemplating quitting streaming for good. He had become so successful that his new fear was becoming complacent. He didn't get as excited to stream like he once did. It now felt forced, like a job he had to clock in and out of. Having no clue where to take himself or his content from here, Adin Ross was in desperate need of a lifeline. Something or someone who could turn him and his streams around in a positive way and leave a meaningful impact on his life. He needed a reason to keep going. Too bad he found it in the worst person imaginable.
How did you know about me?
Bro, you just exist in the metaverse, don't you? Your name just floats around, doesn't it? It's just how it kind of works.
Aiden opened the floodgates by introducing Twitch to a man named Andrew Tate in July 2022. While Andrew had been making the rounds online leading up to this stream, I didn't notice such a huge jump in his popularity until he began getting propped up by some of the biggest Twitch streamers on the internet. XQC, who at the time was #1 on Twitch, debated Andrew in a call with Hasan, who is currently #1 on Twitch, all on Aiden's channel in a series of streams that broke records for Aiden's viewership. The chat was moving so fast at times, it was impossible to read anything, creating a golden opportunity for Tate to shill his shameless pyramid scheme in front of Aiden's malleable fanbase. While some guests were effective in combating some of Andrew's more contemptible takes, Aiden and Tate seemed to have pretty palpable chemistry right from their very first interaction. Some of the stuff they discussed at at the beginning was actually so ridiculous.
Okay, technically, yeah, LeBron James domino meme led to Andrew Tate falling in my fucking lap.
It's hard not to laugh at the insanity of it all.
If you were my son, I would walk into your bedroom and beat the living out of you.
What?
You should only drink water to begin with. Sparkling, as everyone knows.
I don't like sparkling water. It's disgusting.
You're scared of bubbles?
No, it doesn't even hydrate you. I don't have a jet. Does that mean I'm broke?
Incredible. Dude, this guy, fuck, man. He's so good. He's so brilliant.
Sounds like it, bro. What are you waiting in lines at the airport? Brokey. I'm trying to hide from the police. I don't like making accounts online and stuff. John Law and the government.
Wait, hide from the police? From what?
Just in general.
But not even 10 minutes into their first conversation, Andrew is already giving Aiden some valuable advice on how he needs to improve his lifestyle.
How old are you?
21.
Bruv, 21, you should be strong as an ox. At 21, I could split the Earth's core. You're out of shape for a 21-year-old.
I am?
You're out of shape, young man. You're 21 years old. You have all the time in the world.
Look at his face, bro. He was getting negged so hard. It wasn't just like that his viewership numbers were dropping off, which is actually a really good point that I hadn't even considered. But I think like the final thing came down. Andrew Tate gave him views, okay? He already had the views, but like collaborating with Andrew Tate was perfect for his dumbass audience. And it brought him back into the fucking stratosphere. But then also on top of that, like, he broke up with his girlfriend and had like, I guess our generation's like PUA king, Andrew Tate, basically neg him into, in his emotionally vulnerable state, neg him into becoming a clone of himself.
I bet you're making a bunch of money on the internet. I bet you're loaded as well. You're rich from this shit. Yeah, so you ain't even gonna go to fucking work. And you ain't doing any push-ups? Jesus. How do I fix you when you're so fundamentally broken?
I am?
And that right there pretty much encapsulates the criminal.
Like, we used to joke when I first started saying like, oh man, Andrew Tate seemingly is like grooming him. That was like kind of a joke. And then at this point, it's like not a joke at all, actually. He quite literally groomed him. You know what I mean? Like, very successfully so. It's very real.
Levels of dick riding you're about to see. There was just
Which is weird because like I would joke normally about like grooming a fucking like 23-year-old or whatever, but like it fucking can happen. You know, we watched it.
About Andrew Tate that Aiden found instantly captivating. It's like he was practically tripping over himself in his attempts to make a good first impression, going out of his way to order sparkling water to his house just so Andrew would stay longer. Maybe this is Aiden recognizing what could become one of his biggest streams, or maybe he's genuinely interested in what a friendship with Andrew Tate could do for his general well-being, or it's likely a combination of the two.
Andrew! I love you. I mean, like, I love you. I love you, man. Like, you don't, I know you have a good heart.
I love him, bro. I love him with all my heart.
I missed you. You got bigger and you got stronger.
And also
sexier.
a massive...
I could just tell you have a good heart. You have good intentions.
How could you not smile, XQ? He's great. Andrew, please don't go.
That was terrible.
Among the tamer discussions of self-improvement and the importance of having discipline, Andrew brings it home with one of his classic bouts of random misogyny.
No, but what would that make you if you sit around and only do what you feel like doing? What would that make you?
I don't know what.
Think about it.
A woman.
Okay, let me
a
think
female.
If
a
you
beach.
only sit around and a pussy.
Close. They have a pussy.
Oh, I know.
But the point is, emotionally led creatures females are generally emotionally led. When they're happy, they're happy. When they're sad, they're sad.
Aiden clearly knows just how insane it is for this guy to be calling women emotional creatures who just sit around all day and let the men do all the heavy lifting. But either for the sake of content or because he's just genuinely slow, Aiden chooses to let that statement go, and in fact takes it a step further by stating he doesn't think Andrew Tate is a misogynist.
A lot of people think that you are a misogynistic person. Now, hold on. Let me finish.
I want to hear it. Tell me why I'm misogynist.
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are, Mr. Tate. I do not think you are. I do not think you are.
So when I say shit like girls can't drive, Everyone calls me a misogynist.
I think Adin was both attracted to the status of Andrew Tate, having 27 cars and all the women and money he could ever ask for, as well as the added bonus of him being an arrogant edgelord, just like Adin. And as we covered earlier, Adin was already feeling lost and directionless just a few months prior to him meeting Tate. The seemingly
Man, this story is so perfect for a Jobry video. Like, Jobry is so good at this shit, dude. Just unwinding slowly but surely, just like weaving through these little complicated processes. I mean, shouts out to the man, dude. Great video.
The endless slew of advice Andrew was feeding to anyone who would listen felt like just the answer to the problem.
For the record, like, this type of shit has always struck me as like very transparently insecure. And my goal in life is to basically get others to recognize this level of like over the top hyper masculine behavior as like people trying to overcorrect for an insecurity that they have. And unfortunately, I'll be honest, like, I don't think I've done a good job of being able to like get the broader audience of like Andrew Tate heads to recognize that. I think it's just not going to happen. I have almost given up on that. That's your goal in life? Yes. Because Andrew Tate is one guy, but there are millions of people like Andrew Tate out there. In the sense that like there is right now in your life, there's a guy exactly like Andrew Tate in your immediate vicinity, in your workplace, at school, somewhere. A guy who's like very transparently insecure. And I grew up with guys like that. You know what I mean? I grew up with guys like that. I met guys like that in college. I met guys like that in high school. There were, you know, people in positions of power that were like that. I worked with guys like that in the real world. You know what I mean? Guys that are just like very insecure, but craft a persona of themselves that is like over the top with over the top bravado and machismo, and guys that are like really fucking hyper masculine. In circumstances like that, those guys are just like basically fucking lying, but they've been lying so much. They've been lying so much to themselves and to others around them that it's basically become this like massive shield that they put on at all times. The people that are like, I don't have anything happening in the real world in my life that I am going to talk about all the material things that I own, like my cars and all the bitches, all the women around me. I drink sparkling water only. Like, it sucks, but you know, there's just so many of them, so many people like that out there. And it responds like a lot of people who themselves are very insecure or young, look at the shapes and colors and go, oh, yeah, look at the shiny object. This time, of course, it's Andrew Tate's bald head. But, you know, they look at the cars and they look at the women and they go, oh, my God, this guy's so fucking sick. He's so good. He's so cool. I want to be like him. Look at all of his toys. You have a lot against you, to be honest, even if you come off as reasonable and forgiving, such as Adin Ross. Either Adin Ross will take advantage of that and be dishonest towards you, or your haters will sway them away, and your haters have been growing more and more over the years. Yeah, bro, my haters are fucking psychotic. Like, they'll be in the replies of a Stan account posting my dog and going, that's an ugly dog. It's like, how do you have that much hate in your fucking life, brother? You know what I mean?
Adin was faced with. Thanks to Tate, his numbers were back up, his morale was in a more positive place, and he finally had someone in his life who claimed to want to better him, encouraging him to adopt a healthier lifestyle and being there when Adin broke up with his girlfriend.
You are lost. You're a lost soul.
100%, yes.
But in reality, it was probably more codependent and transactional than Adin would care to admit.
It's called The War Room. You can find out more on CobraTake.com. Listen,
I love this. Yeah, I saw this earlier.
So
this is so real. We'll look at that in a second.
That's another reason the War Room exists. I'll tell you how you get rich. You go to CobraTake.com and you join Hustlers University. CobraTake.com, Hustlers University. So my organization, the War Room, go to CobraTake.com and you join Hustlers University. Join the War Room.
Just don't promote Hustlers University, please. I'll be back.
All right, guys, so Hustlers University.
But by the end of that year, you can bet that Adin was sticking by his original promise to meet Tate in person out in Romania. The two streamed together, bonded over cigars, and Adin finally got a whiff of what Andrew's bare taint smells like. I know I already covered that part, but
he railed that like a line, brother.
I just have not gotten over the fact that he genuinely did that. Adin made his return to America shortly after, where he shaved his head completely bald in honor of his favorite role model and vowed to make some serious changes.
Like, look at the adults in his life. Adults that he pays, by the way, but even then, like, look at their reaction to his behavior where they're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
In his life for the sake of bettering his overall mental state. But then the unthinkable happened. And by that, I mean it was entirely thinkable. The Tate brothers getting arrested is the most predictable thing in the world, really.
They just got raided and arrested in Romania. Listen, it's over some sexual trafficking. I don't know
some sexual trafficking.
I don't know what's going on.
Right? Sexual trafficking makes it seem like you were doing trafficking of anything, but in a sexual way. Like you were zesty. You were trafficking in a zesty way. Yeah, he was doing some sexual trafficking. Like, no. They were trafficking cigarettes, but he was doing it like real zesty like. You know what I mean?
Adin went into panic mode when he heard the news, and after publishing an emergency press release to his main YouTube channel, it wouldn't be long before Andrew announced that Adin Ross was one of the very few people allowed to visit him in Romanian prison.
Oh man, I woke up to that and I had just the biggest smile on my face. I'm like, oh my god, this is real. This is crazy.
Yeah, I woke up to that and had the biggest smile on my face. What is he talking about? Why does he have the biggest smile on his face? Oh, that's right, because the guy who is currently in prison at the time for sex trafficking and grooming and sexually assaulting, allegedly, multiple women, said you would be one of the people with an allowance to visit him, like to do a conjugal visit in Romania, which, by the way, wasn't even the case because he's not immediate family, so they said no. But like, that's what you're happy about, dude. That's crazy. Like, that's what the fuck? How does someone just fall down this rabbit hole so fucking hard that they're like, oh man, I can't wait to do a conjugal visit for the sex trafficker, dude. It's so sick.
And the answer to everyone's question, if I'm gonna basically go see Andrew in jail because he did put me on his visitation list, the answer is this. Andrew Tate.
Oh my god.
I'm on my way. I will see you in Romania, G.
It was obvious that being charged with rape, human trafficking, and organized crime wasn't about to put Andrew Tate at odds with his most loyal student. Adin kicked the meat munching up to 100 by refusing to accept even the slightest possibility that, hey, maybe this guy does suck after all. After being confronted with genuine evidence of Tate bragging about trafficking women across the world to work for his webcam empire for reduced payment, Adin's response essentially boiled down to,
He got women to fall in love with him. Then he flew them out to Romania.
Okay.
And then he had them work like 15-hour shifts, and then he stole money from them while he had them work.
They got a percentage though, and he put them on. So that's like,
yeah, but he lied about the percentage he gave them, right? Like, he's on video talking about how he would scam them with their taxes to steal money from them.
Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. You need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax, because girls are lazy and girls are stupid and girls don't understand how taxes work. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3 and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. If they say, why is it 50-50? I'm the one who knows what he's doing. I'm the one with the knowledge. I'm the da-da-da-da-da-da. Shut the f up. Go online. Print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here and sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real's happening. Nothing's happening besides me getting rich, bitch.
I mean, he's a businessman.
In fact, he was practically blaming the women for being ungrateful of the money and fame they were given by being effectively forced to work for the Tate brothers against their will.
She still gets 30%. Still a very, and she was making what, $0 to what, making thousands a month? How could you complain?
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not like these women needed to be tied up and held at gunpoint for Tate's business model to resemble forced labor.
She's not tied with ropes and chains. Hey, like, hey.
Wait, do you think that grown women can't get pimped out?
It's so stupid. The idea that like the only type of coercive labor is by just like whipping someone is so fucking stupid. It blows my goddamn mind, dude. It's just so dumb. Just do like a little bit of reading. Like they mention it. They mention it on You can't just like randomly arrest the motherfucker, bro. They openly stated why they did this. Okay? Coercion doesn't have to directly be at gunpoint. You can, you know, steal someone's passport as a matter of fact. That's a good way to do it, which from what I understand was one way that he did it.
Do you think that grown women can't be victims to trafficking?
Brother, everyone...
He's so wrong. How do you explain this? Stop dodging and clipping out of context. What is this?
Girls hate Andrew Tate is because he's bringing back the strong masculinity.
This is surprisingly a bit that didn't really get old for me. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Like, it's still funny every now and then when I, like, randomly click on something and this is what happens.
Most girls hate Andrew Tate.
I don't know why. I like, at this point, I would have thought the bit would have run dry. You know what I mean? I would have been like, oh, this sucks. All right, we got it. Like, nope, still funny.
Everyone has their own mind, and at the end of the day, everyone has their own mind, everyone has their own beliefs, and it's not like he was literally grabbing her, tying her up with a gun to her head. The girl obviously flew out there, know what was going on. Like, there's no secret to it.
Yeah, but she obviously didn't know what was going on. If there was no secret, then he would have just said, hey, do you want to come to Romania, work with my trafficking business? But he didn't do that. He said, hey, come to Romania, let's get married, I love you. And then he got them to work after lying to them about that for sex work. That's sex trafficking.
Aiden's walnut-sized brain just isn't capable of comprehending that even now that the Tates have been released from prison and placed on house arrest, that they could possibly still be bad, dangerous people. Remember, the whole reason he moved to Romania was for the relaxed legal system. One of the things that makes Andrew Tate so slimy is that he mixes non-controversial and sometimes even decent surface-level takes about procrastinating or motivation or whatever with blatant sexism and inaccurate stereotypes about an entire group of people. He may try to sell the idea that he's a positive role model, but the information he's feeding kids will always be through the lens of a self-admitted human trafficker. Aiden isn't just using Tate's motivational words to get into shape, he's pushing his infatuation with this man to the absolute limit, humanizing him in a way that coaxes otherwise uneducated children into digesting a skewed outlook on women.
I think part of this is that kids look for this kind of content, though. Like, kids have an anarchist streak. They always do, so they love this shit. Because, like, ooh, it pisses off the grown-ups. It's a grown-up that's pissing off the other grown-ups, and he's speaking in terms that I can understand. And he's got a lot of toys and a lot of freedom. I would love to have that kind of freedom in those toys. You know what I mean? That sounds great. Kids equals boys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's how young boys are. I was one. I know, you know, fucking 500 years ago at this point, but I know. They love this, like, contrarian shit that is supposed to be, like, offending the sensibilities of civilized society that they look at with disdain to begin with because they consider it to be, like, an oppressive, unjustifiable hierarchy.
Women and masculinity. Aiden refuses to recognize the obvious pitfalls of Andrew Tate, stupidly making him out to be some chill guy who occasionally says something out of pocket as a joke. But this approach only perpetuates the very hatred Aiden pretends to stand against. And as of now, he's either too dense or willfully ignorant to see it.
Adin Ross, this is what you've done to your fans. I say hi, Adin Ross.
Let's go, Boston.
Say hi, Adin Ross.
Hi, Adin Ross. W, man. I support Aiden.
But who cares about that? He likes me, bro. He likes me. The validation this guy desperately craves is sad. His incessant need for attention bleeds into his ideology and clouds his moral compass to the point where I can no longer tell what he believes. One minute he's saying he isn't political, the next he's excitedly throwing support behind Donald Trump. One second he's preaching against hate, the next he's platforming neo-Nazis. It became pretty evident during this stream in particular with Destiny that Adin Ross has absolutely no goddamn clue what he's talking about with politics.
You know damn well Trump is better than Biden.
This is what it took for you, Aubrey, to be like, wow, he's so dumb.
Bro. He did amazing. I'll explain it. He pardoned A$AP Rocky. He pardoned Kodak. He did a lot of cool, fun shit, bro. He did so much cool, fun shit. He made like the world like just fun. and entertaining, you know? But like, Biden's not entertaining. Biden has a shit raise the inflation, and he like barely can formulate a sentence.
Okay.
Employment rate was at an all-time high when Donnie was in office.
I mean, employment rates have been pretty crazy for the past like year in the United States now too, right?
No.
Do you even know what like the unemployment rate is, or what it should be?
No, I don't. But I know that like based off of my information that I've heard and seen that yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to argue with based on information you feel like you've heard and you've seen.
Yet, he's remained persistent in regurgitating culture war nonsense because it stirs the exact kind of negative attention he thrives off. And the grand irony is that it works. I mean, I'm here talking about it right now. Over 70 million impressions on a single tweet is a mind-blowing metric. Even he admits.
Yeah. I mean, that's how easy it is, dude, to turn the fucking faucet. That's the parachute cord. You rip that shit. You go, you know what? I'm sick and tired of fucking lying. Okay, I'm done. I've lied my whole life. I lied my whole career. I think all this gay shit sucks. Blah, 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 blah. You do that, boom, dude. You will get fucking launched, especially if you toe the line. Especially if you toe the line and you're not stupid enough to do the Adin Ross shit. You will literally be celebrated so much. You know what I mean? So that's why I get so mad whenever the absolute dumbest people on the fucking internet, whenever I see an account with like a trans flag and like, you know, this is my neurodivergence. And then they're like, I fucking hate Hasan. He's so fucking cringe. He's so fake. I'm like, hello? He's such a grifter. It's like, what are you saying? Like, what the fuck are you? People want to kill you, idiot. They want to kill you. You think I'm your enemy? You're such a fucking dumbass. It blows my mind how fucking stupid some of you dumb motherfuckers can be on the left. It is truly mind-boggling. So stupid. They're just distracted by you being rich or something. No, they're distracted by the 17 million fake controversies that have happened that have permanently tarnished my reputation for these fucking donkeys to like recognize, okay, as anything but a mere distraction and a way to tarnish the reputation of like a you know, popular left-wing figure. That's it. That's literally it. You can do this to any single person. They don't have to do anything bad ever. Okay? The more you like, the more you are I don't fucking know. The more you're in the spotlight as like a bad guy, that's it. That's the more you will become a bad guy in the eyes of many.
That's it.
Bro, can I tell you guys how crazy that is? There were 73 million views on this tweet. Like, bro, like that is really fucking crazy.
But he's not saying any of this stuff because...
Oh, wow, that's a really good fucking Turkish saying. Çamurat yapışmazsa izi kalır. Means sling dirt. Even if it doesn't stick, there will still be a mark left on it. And that's true. And I'm under a mountain of dirt at this point. I'm fucking covered in it. I'm caked in it. That's a great fucking take, man. Good shit. When in trouble, start flaming non-straights. Easy escape. Yeah, literally. Dude, it is a parachute cord to just be like, fuck trans people. You say that shit,